Zach, MLB, no surprise we're talking about it. Week number 3, who knows how long it's going to go on for. But we've seen 3 deals, or at least 2 deals, and both were rejected. So to look back, the players rejected the 76-game proposal. Then later on in that week, there was the 89-game proposal that the players put out, but that was rejected as well. And recently, the MLB they proposed a 72-game season with 80% prorated player salary. Zach, I mean, we've seen this throughout the last couple of weeks, and we've talked about, again, as I said, week number 3 here. So kind of just give us some of your own details, or tell us a little bit more about basically what's going on, or what the current state of the MLB is right now.
Yeah. Well, I we're in the 11th hour of MLB happening. So from what I understand, it's 80% prorated salaries if the postseason happens, then 70% if it doesn't happen. And obviously 72 games. It would start July 14th. So like a month starting tomorrow. If you're watching this on June 13th when it comes out, it would start 1 month from June 14th. So July 14th. So 32 days from now or so. Um I yeah, which is I think insane that they expect a month turnaround. Um so it's Yeah. So they would receive 50 games at full prorated play, and then the other 22 would be at the 80%. Or, and then it would run from July 14th to September 27th, and then it would be the playoffs until the end of October. So, like a lot of the other ones. Um, yeah. So earlier this week, just a couple thoughts. Earlier this week, Rob Manfred, commissioner of baseball, said 100% happening in 2020. I I I I can't stand with him on that. I can't say yes 100% because we're in the 11th hour and we still have no baseball, no plan in place, no way to do contract tracing. An unknown MLB player and an MLB coach just caught COVID-19 this week as well. So, I mean, that's a month away. And so the run of the course, it runs. And then after 2 weeks, it's generally gone. Like you quarantine for yourself for 2 weeks. So that would allow some time for those players to become, or that player and coach to become healthy again. But still, I mean, you, yeah, we're in the 11th hour and there's no deal done, and they have until Sunday to make a decision do the MLBPA. Otherwise, that deal expires. So it's hard to say what's going to happen because, I mean, to be honest, I mean, the majority of the season is 100% full guaranteed salary, and then 22 of the 72 games is on the 80% prorated as long as there's a playoff, or 70% prorated without a playoffs. So they're getting the majority of their money. I understand they signed the contracts fully guaranteed. That's part of the deal, so that's fair that they're asking for that. But I wonder. I, to be honest, for the season to happen, I think the players have to take a cut. Whether or not they should, I think for the season to happen, they have to take the cut, Tanner. So we'll see what happens. Do they accept this deal? I don't know. They have like less than 24 hours to make a decision. But it's hard to say that we're going to have baseball based on the way it's going at the moment.
And Zach, that's kind of the unfortunate thing. As much as I want to say that 100% statement that Manfred made is going to happen, I'm like you, and we've talked about this from the first time that we've put it on the show, that it's just, as you said, the biggest thing is going to be the players are going to have to take some sort of cut. They're not going to get 100%, I think, unless a deal happens that we have no idea about. But hopefully, I really hope something happens, though, just because sports have slowly started coming back. This week we saw professional golf at its full swing, at least, after watching the match, with Phil, Tiger, Peyton, and Tom. So sports are slowly starting to come back. Obviously hockey is another big one, but I'm like you, just as much as I want to say that it's going in the right direction, it doesn't seem like it is. It seems like the numbers are dwindling, at least. Like it's gonna, if it does happen, hopefully in that 70-ish game, roughly around the 70s. But I'm like you. I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll reach some type of agreement. Maybe this will be the one. Who knows? It could be tomorrow we find out that it happens. But yeah, I'm like you. I hope it works out, but we'll just have to see where it goes.
Yeah, I mean, to be like, but we're in the 11th hour, almost the 11th and a half hour. And if baseball doesn't start by July, baseball won't happen. I mean, even if it doesn't have to be the first week of July. I mean, the NBA is starting at the end of July, but baseball is slightly different. They're not playing indoors, so that affects things. I mean, they'll probably end up playing in the South, which means they can play longer because it doesn't get as cold and you can play into more months. But still, it'll be you can't play baseball for so long unless they play every game at Tropicana Field or something, which I don't think they want to do. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. They have to have a. I mean, if they don't have a deal here by the middle of next week, I think we can probably safely say, I don't want to say safely say, but you could, I would say, if we don't have a deal by the middle of next week, more likely than not, baseball won't happen.
And of course, something that we'll keep up to date with every single week and obviously through all our social media. So to keep an eye on that.